Hey guys, this is a brief instructional video about the brag sheet, and I know that that sounds kind of conceited because it has the word brag in it, but this is just a very short list of things that you've done in high school that would be worth putting on a resume, mentioning in a job interview, telling somebody who's writing you a letter of rec, all those kinds of things. So for school activities, we're looking for anything you're involved with on campus that's not an actual class. So that would include sports. My example was volleyball team. And I said level or year. So you could either say like freshman year, or you could say like Frosh Soft team. You could say freshman year JV team, something like that. Um, Moving down, I have a category of school clubs. So any club that you're involved in at school, so ones that meet at lunch or after school. I just put photography club up there as an example, but we have so many clubs at Dublin High School. DECA, we've got like FBLA, those more like academic clubs. We've got service clubs, Key Club, Give Light. We've got a bunch of hobby clubs. And then for the year, just put the year that you did it, or you could put like a physical year. So it might be like 2019 to 2020. Whoops. The more information you can put there, the better. It'll make the resume easier because you'll have like all the numbers. And then leadership roles, again, leave it blank if there's not any official ones. It's no big deal. You're only freshmen, so a lot of those roles come into play like later on in high school. But if you were like a vice president or a freshman class officer or a treasurer, you can put it there for sure. So for outside activities, these are things that you're involved in that aren't through the school and don't happen during the school day. So I use karate as an example. I wrote black belt there because originally that line up at the top said level or year, but you should probably put like the years that you did it. So let's say you did it from like 2017 to 2020, and then you can designate like, oh, you made it all the way to being a black belt. Leadership roles, you can get a little more creative if the thing that you're doing doesn't have a set hierarchy of leadership roles. Like there's no, maybe treasurer opportunity in your karate program, but you may teach some of the younger kids, and you could totally put that there. Teach some of the younger students. For volunteer service, there could be some overlap. If you had mentioned a service club up above, I would put it here again. So Key Club is a service club, and then the description you want to say like what you guys do in that club. Who do you help? What do you raise money for? How often do you meet? What kinds of service projects have you done? And it could be something too like you did one day. Maybe you did like a 10-hour shift at some sort of like run or like a food kitchen event. You can totally put that in there, even if it's just a one-time service that you did. You want to kind of just list anything, anything that you can remember. All right, so academic achievements. My example is there for a reason. I put eighth grade honor roll. So eighth grade is about as far back as you want to go. Maybe seventh grade if it's something that kind of was continuous, but you want to keep the achievements, the awards, designations. You want to keep those eighth grade and up. I know that only gives you 2 years to work with. But this is why the brag sheet will grow over the years. For something like karate, if you've done that for 10 years, definitely still put, like 2010 to 2020. That's okay. But I'm talking about the things like this, right? You don't want to put like hall monitor, third grade. That's too far back. Sorry, leave that one out. All right, so this category is unique accomplishments. I threw some up there. So, what if you built a fence? I don't know. You were working 6 weeks, 10 hours a day, and you built that fence. Put it up there. That's a unique accomplishment. What if you are CPR certified and you did that in 2019? Put it up there. Um, Anything that you think maybe will set you apart, show some of your values, show your work ethic. That's this space. It could also be things like maybe you had you did your Eagle project in Boy Scouts, or you're working towards that, or you've been involved with Girl Scouts. Um, you've gotten some sort of like you took a class outside of school and you got some sort of certification. Mention it there for sure. And then the last one is employment. As freshmen, only a few of you may be able to fill this section out. Um, this would be so you can mention babysitting if that's something that you've done and you've gotten paid by the hour for it. But I would say anything less formal than that, leave it out. You'll have to have for anything here, you'll have to have some sort of supervisor. So for babysitting, that would be like the parents of the kid or kids you're babysitting. And then if you've worked in any other capacity, like at a restaurant, at a store, there has to be somebody that you can list as, your supervisor, somebody that could vouch for you and verify, like, yes, this person worked there, they were paid a salary, you got a paycheck. So employment is more formal than you just saying like I did some chores and I got some money. It has to be more official. All right, and my closing comments are written right here in bright green. It is okay to only have a couple boxes filled. You have only been in high school for less than a year, and I'm limiting you to focusing on this past year. And there's a lot more left in your high school career. So don't feel like, oh, I only have one or two things. I have nothing to brag about. That's not true. If you have one or two things, that's awesome. Put them down there, turn the assignment in, you're going to get credit for it. This is just trying to build up the list and use it for our resume. And then lastly, don't forget to delete my examples. All right. Thank you guys and good luck with the brag sheet. We're going to be doing the resume next.